How's it going, everybody? Rye here today, and we are back with our Anaheim Ducks franchise mode here in season number 5, ready to go. And I asked you guys at the end of the last one who I should make captain and alternate, and you guys responded. I do appreciate the very thoughtful comments, and even those of you that just say somebody should get the C. I appreciate all the comments, guys. So if you want to let me know something about the franchise mode, or you think I should do something differently, let me know. But make sure to subscribe so that I can see your comments and so you can see my expansion draft franchise mode that is coming out this Friday. Yes, Friday, December 10th, I am going to be starting a brand new expansion draft franchise mode. So we will not just be doing the Ducks, we will be doing that as well. That is coming on Friday. And guys, can we get the video to 15 likes? You guys have been absolutely killing the like goal. I really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. It lets me know that you like the video. And if you like it, make sure to leave a comment too. Let me know what you like so I can keep doing things that you guys enjoy watching. But here we go, guys, ready to assign ourselves an official captain. I've taken a look here at the captains and jerseys. Now, one of the things I saw was to check the morale page. I do have morale turned off, so if anybody was curious about that, I do have that turned off. I don't think I can check, I can't check things like that, morale and who's a leader and whatnot, but what I can check is players' personalities. Now, I'm not going to touch the lines, right? The lines I think we're going to leave as is. I think I'm going to leave Perreault on the top line here. He's medium top 6 at 23. So in a couple years, like one more season, he could be in the mid-80s where Sam Steele, Krebs, and Comtois are all sitting right now. I mean, Vesalainen, Strome, McTavish is absolutely flying up at 22. But I think, getting the +2 for Zegras and Santivori, he's an 83, which won't be that bad. And hopefully we can sign him for... we got him signed for 3 years, right? So 2 more years at $1.5 million with some good growth would be really nice for Perreault. So I'm going to leave him there. But the one thing I do want to check is I think you can see, is that only in the scouting page? You can see a player's personality when you're scouting them, but I wanted to check and see if I could see personality type, but they don't have any of that. They've only got contract. They got the chemistry satisfaction, they've got his lines, and then they've got just his base numbers and whatnot. I really don't think there's anywhere I can check that. That's kind of disappointing. Kind of hoping to check who could potentially, step in and fill a leadership role, right? What is your personality like? But unfortunately, I can't see anything like that. I wish they would just keep that there. You can see that for scouted players. I'll show you guys in just a second what I'm talking about. We go to view the draft class here. Taking a look at Hudson Nielsen. Okay, I don't have anybody scouted. Do we have anybody scouted at all? Here we go. A 2-bar medium elite grinder, projected to go 713th. But you can see his personality. He can be outspoken, and it tends to affect his professionalism, right? That's not the guy I want to be a captain. But we don't know that, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to see that in my previous videos. I never knew that about Trevor Zegras. But you guys agreed that Trevor Zegras deserves the captaincy. And I agree, and I'm going to strip Lindholm of the captaincy, but I am going to give him an alternate captain there. So we are going to give the captaincy to Trevor Zegras, our #1 captain. And guys, let me just pull up real quick. You guys are in agreement that it should be Zegras as captain and Hampus Lindholm as the alternate. I think I'll leave Maxime Comtois as an alternate because he's that tough physical guy. He's been around the team. He's been through the ups and downs with us. He's been here this whole time, right? Really, nobody else really makes too much sense. Sam Steele caused a little bit of a disturbance, not wanting to come back. Comtois is 26 years old. He signed for 3 more years. He's the perfect kind of guy to give the alternate captain to. I would give it to Santivori, but it's all the leading he needs to do is leading the NHL in goals. That's really all I want him to do. Vesalainen's too new. Strome is a little new. You guys did want Strome as an alternate captain, and I can see that. I can see that makes sense. I just think guys that have paid their dues and have been here, and guys on the third line, those guys that show up early, leave late, those are the kind of guys I want to have leading by example. Obviously, McTavish and Perreault are too young. We just discussed Zegras is the captain now, and there we go. So Zegras is now captaining the team. Drysdale's not going to get anything because he's 23, and I don't think he's made enough of an impact to give him that that responsibility of an alternate captain. But these are the lines. We're all set. The defense did take a slight hit. We can always address that at the deadline. But for now, I think we're going to get all the way up to the deadline, maybe even through it. Maybe we'll just do season number 5 in this video. We're already through 5 seasons, which is crazy. And I haven't quite gotten us over that hill of winning of even making it to the cup. You know, we had some good playoff runs, but right now, I mean, look at that. That preseason is looking very promising as we 4-3. Wow, we really cooled off quite a bit, didn't we? All right. We are ready to go here. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to do? Our coach is good. I can't believe I have my A+ coach as an alternate. That is ridiculous. Or an associate or whatever he is. But we'll just see how people sim, how they play. We'll go through a month here. I don't want to overreact to the first month, but we will get a good glimpse of how we are performing here. So we'll go up to the 31st. We start the season off with a big win over Vancouver, 7-4. A lot of offense there. 4-0 shutout loss against the Coyotes. 2-1 loss there. But then, wow, we've only won games where we've scored 7 goals. That we finally bucked that trend there, but we are now 3-4 to start the season, which isn't very good. It's nothing to push the panic button yet. Zegras, 8 points in 7 games, so he's on a good pace. We'll go up another month here, and then really just double check unless things start just nosediving. I mean, we've only played 10 games now, and we're 4-6, so hopefully we can turn it around, get some wins. We do start to turn things around. Look, there's a 3-game winning streak. We do lose 1 to the Dallas Stars, which isn't the end of the world, but I would like to see us get back on these, string these wins, stack them together, right? 2-3 wins and then lose. 2-3 wins and then lose. And that's what you want to see. What you don't want to see is the fact that we're not in a wild card position yet. We're 1 point behind the Sharks. We're 1 point behind the Blackhawks as well, with 2 games in hand on them. But more importantly, we're only 3 points behind the Oilers with a game in hand. Now, the Kraken have used their expansion draft clean slate to get them a good start here. 28 points in 20 games. Really good for them. We're not really in danger of being caught by the teams behind us in our division. And we can see points-wise, Taro Santivori is killing it. We can just multiply it by 4. He's on pace for another maybe 50 goals, 48 right now. He's on pace for just about. And he's on pace for over 100 points. Right now he's on pace for close to 120 points, which is ridiculous. Zegras is on pace for 100 points. Sam Steele's actually doing really well. How is Perreault doing? Perreault's a +5 with 12 points, so it's not the end of the world. Let's take a look at the forwards. Sam Steele's on the 3rd line right now. Strome on the 2nd line being a -2 is not great. Comtois, Krebs. Where is Vesalainen? Vesalainen is a -5. Holy smokes. Do I want he's only shooting 9.6%. He should increase that shooting percentage. His accuracy is actually not that great. Historically, how has he shot? He's shot 10, 12%. As an Anaheim Duck, so I guess it's not too far off where he usually is, but he usually gets more assists. Now he's the only goal scorer on that line. He's got 4 power play points too, so that's propping him up. He's only got 3 regular points, 3 even strength points. Yikes. And then our 4th line with Akil Thomas, Gruel, and Tracy are doing just fine. The 2nd line is a little bit of a reason to be concerned here. I don't really want to push the panic button just yet. Krebs has got 3 game-winning goals. He's shooting 15%. I think things might even themselves out if we go another 20 games, but I don't like the way it's looking. Anderson and Sword are a big ol' minus there. They are not doing well together. Now, I guess neither of them have any kind of puck skills whatsoever. Nobody on that line is putting up any kind of points, whereas McDonald here is a very, very well-rounded offensive defenseman, so of course he's going to have better passing, puck control. I mean, his defensive category is great, too. This guy's going to be good. This guy's going to be really good. We've got some really, really good defenders here. But Jamie Drysdale with +4, Chernak with a +6. We got Lindholm and McDonald, 7 and 5. But Anderson and Sword, it's just... I think one of them has to go, and I think I'd rather... Oh, God. I don't really know who I'd like to see go. I mean, obviously, Graham Sword's got that younger advantage, I should say. And then in goal, we'll just check that out in a minute. We're actually not doing too badly. Goal against averages are not great, but they're not horrible. Same thing with the save percentage. They could be better. Really, what do we have in the AHL here? We got Gabriel Fortier is absolutely killing it right now. Left wing, 79 overall, 17 points for him. Sherwood, Max Galode, he's not really going to be anything. There's our first guy, I guess? Our defenseman here has got the best points. What's the best defenseman on the team here? Nobody. Lavallee and Yoshi. Kenneth Yoshi and Lavallee. I believe they're playing on a pairing together. There's Henriksen, who's a 78. Zellweger. Ryan Merkley, who's an offensive defenseman. I mean, I could call him up, and we could just give him a shot, right? it doesn't hurt to just give him a shot over one of the two struggling defenders. I don't believe I have anybody scratched. And that's the big one, right? We don't have any scratched defenders. We got Ruotsalainen and Bellows scratched, but they're not going to help here. If anything, you know, I would move Vesalainen up and then, you know, kind of switch this around. Maybe Steele goes up there. Krebs centers Perreault and Comtois or something like that, right? We could do Comtois at the center too. Actually, Krebs is way better at face-off. So I could move Vesalainen up, but I just don't think it makes too much sense to give a struggling guy more ice time. I don't think that's going to fix our issues here. Krebs, Perreault, and then send Steele down there. Steele's got 80. Yeah, Krebs is actually better at faceoffs, technically. So we'll put Krebs at third line center. Why not? He's getting 13 minutes a night. You know, these guys don't have a lot of minutes a night just because all these guys up here are getting so much time. Vesalainen's only playing 16 minutes, so that's another thing to think about. Anyway, what I need to do now is go to roster moves, send down guys like Kiefer Bellows, and I think Ruotsalainen can head down in the system, though. We will call up Merkley, confirm those roster moves. We'll go to edit lines. I think I'll just best lines it here in the NHL or AHL real quick. Montgomery's still on the first line. He's 20, so he's hopefully going to start kicking in for us. There's Landon McCallum, who'll hopefully, I mean, he's never going to be anything, is he, really? It's kind of disappointing, but we do not have a bad defensive core down here. Lavalley and Yoshi, I think they just don't fit there. Lavalley, oh god, Sapovaliv took in the third round. He's a medium top 9 forward. Okay, that's why. That would be a very big indicator of why. So I need to go sign an AHL defenseman. Now that I called up Merkley, somebody that we can just have scratch, somebody in the 70s about. We'll just have to deal with it for now. I'll put Merkley in over whoever's not got better stats. I kind of want somebody younger for the AHL. Do we have a 21? Oh, that's a low elite 21-year-old at 62 overall, though. UFA, actually two-way forward or two-way defensemen that are relatively young and not too bad. Do we have anything like that? Do we have any 20? I mean, there's a 24-year-old. I don't know how to say his name, so we're gonna pass that one. Hataka could be a guy. Here we go. Cormier, 23-year-old Lucas Cormier, offensive defenseman, looks really good actually. I think I'm gonna sign him. He's a medium top 4 defenseman. We're gonna give him 3 years. Why the heck not? We'll see if you know, if he grows to 2, that'd be amazing. Roster management RFAs now cannot be signed and played. The LA Kings, Luke Cormier is there we go. And we win 7-2 there, so maybe I don't want to call up Merkley. Maybe not. I will just options, best lines it down here in the AHL. We should see, there we go. We're perfect there. Zellweger, it's got to be on the first line. Otherwise, it's not going to be good. Yoshi does not get us any benefit there. Lavalley's medium top 6. He's low top 6. There we go. All right, so Cormier, I actually really like Cormier. He's not got a ton of potential, but you know what? He's good and young, so we'll go ahead and do that. Hanu Järvinen, probably over Golode. No, probably over Sherwood, so we still get a +1 down here. Fortier is leading the team in points, but he's on the third line, which is crazy now. But anyway, defensively in the NHL, Graham Sword is just really not good offensively. They did get better though. That's the thing. They're not playing much time, but I think I'm gonna bench Anderson for Merkley, and it's even there. Okay, so Ryan Merkley is now gonna play the third defensive pairing. That's not the issue with the team right now. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that that's gonna all of a sudden make us the #1 team in the Pacific. And really, we're not that far off from being the #1 team in the Pacific. Being at 23 points in 21 games is definitely not bad, considering you look across the league. It's about average, right? We could use to pick it up here in December, and hopefully we will. Let's go up and get to the 31st. We got some important games against some Pacific Division opponents here, specifically Seattle. We lose to Seattle, but we do beat Vegas, who's at the bottom of our division, the Jets. We lose to the Coyotes again. They are a good team. We are not doing well at all, guys. We are really, really struggling mightily to win games. Now, if I look at the statistics, I don't think we're a bad statistical team. I mean, look, the struggling pieces on our team are really not that important, right? Sword is a -6. Excuse me, Merkley? You've played 13 games and you're already a -6? Excuse me? Vesalainen's a -5. Comtois, Tracy, Strome. Oh, God, that second line is not doing well. I don't know, guys. I feel like being 500 right now is not where this team should be. I think I'm going to say forget the chemistry here and just kind of start moving guys up. Perreault to play there. Steele, I think, has got better faceoffs than Comtois. Yeah, so Perreault will play on the third line. We'll do Krebs with Strome and McTavish. Unless that... Ooh, that gets us a -1, though. Actually, a +1 there on the second line with Comtois, Strome, McTavish. Krebs, though, is 24. Comtois is 26. I think I'd rather give the ice time to Krebs, although he's not great defensively. Actually, he's just straight up better than Comtois, though. We're fine with this. Tracy is 24, 23, 25, 25. All right, we're fine there. McTavish is going to continue to play right wing. Actually, if I do move McTavish up, we get a plus, but I'm going to move Vesalainen up, and hopefully that'll fix our issues here. Merkley with McDonald would get a +1, but I'm not going to move Lindholm down at all. Lindholm with McDonald, actually Chernak with McDonald gets us a +2 on this middle pairing, but they're not struggling at all, so I'm not going to mess with this, right? Like, the middle pairing is amazing. The bottom pairing is the problem. And I'm now going to bench Sword in favor of Anderson, just because, who knows, random pairings, I don't know what to do at this point. But we're at least going to try and get up a few more days. Just probably about another month. Get to February 1st. We lose in a shootout, but that's a point. We do get the win against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Against Chicago, we lose. Against Tampa, we win against Tampa. Guys, we just can't string wins together. It's just a struggle right now to put on a winning streak. We win 3, but then we lose. We need to do better than that. There we go. There's 2 in a row, 3 in a row against Columbus. We win. There's 4 in a row. That's the kind of streak we needed. That is massive. And it might have just saved our coach's job. I was honestly contemplating, because we know we've got a good coach in the reserves here. Right? We got Smiles. Ricky Smiles, he's here. He's, got a ridiculous coaching percentage. Colorado fired him after the first season, and then we picked him up for 22-23. And he's been our coach ever since, not except for this year, right? But he's got a 64.6% winning percentage, 197, 101, and 30. I mean, other than last year's little bit of a decline, he's been right around that 90-plus point mark. He's actually gotten close to 100 points, I think, every year. Vlasic here may be beneficial for the team, but I mean, the penalty kill's garbage. He's a good teacher, not really good on the coach influence, though, and only 55% win percentage. The last coaching gig he had was in the AHL, but 25, 20, and 3 is not great. We'll see how it picks up, right? I can still make changes and adjustments as we go, but I think this latest change is going to be good. So we'll go through the entire month of February, get up to the trade deadline. We'll probably get through the trade deadline. It's going to be a rocky season. It's going to be a battle all the way to the end. And we start to pick it up. Okay, some wins. There we go. Our losses aren't stacking. We're stacking wins, not stacking losses. There we go. When we drop games, we pick it back up with a win, right? Like, that was the big thing I was talking about. We lost in a shootout, but won. Lost in regulation, won. Okay, there's 2 straight losses, but we followed that up with 3 straight wins. A loss followed up by 4 straight wins. A shootout loss, so that's still a point. A win there, a win, a win, a loss. 3 wins, a loss. 2-0-1, right? That's the kind of streaks we need to have. And we need to get up to this game against Vancouver, who are a really good team too. We are first in the division now after that run. Holy smokes, the Colorado Avalanche are ridiculously good. So we're playing a little bit weaker of a division, but the Atlantic is similar in strength. Really, 71 points is the top team in the NHL. We can go check it out now. We're at 60, so we're 2/3 of the way through the season. So Zegras is on pace for 99 points. Santavori is on pace for, what is that, maybe another 15 goals? Yeah, he's probably on pace for another 50-goal season. Vesalainen's, look at our plus-minuses have rebounded hard. Sword being benched. Merkley still at a -6. He's doing well, though. Axel Anderson's has rebound. Gruel, Akil Thomas, Sam Steele's fine. Vesalainen has really, really rebounded, though, nicely, with only a -1 at this point. In goal, oh, wow, Lucas Dostal actually outperforming John Gibson. Now, I don't want to get rid of John Gibson at all because obviously you guys know he turns into a beast when it comes to playoff time, except for last season in that round against Calgary. Oh, God. I didn't realize he was not doing as well as I thought in the playoffs. He had one good playoff run. Other than that, he's been pretty putrid. Although the team has not been good in the playoffs. But taking a look at all skaters here, we can see Zegras, Santivori. I mean, Strome has just honestly been such a great acquisition for us. He's such a solid second-line center, 43 points in 60 games. He's on pace for 60, 70 points on the second line. McTavish is having his breakout year. He's close to his career high in points, right? He had 19 in his rookie season. He had 46 in his sophomore season. He's now got 40. Right now, he's a plus 14 as well, turning around his NHL career. Plus minus, he's only a -1. He's doing really, really well, guys. I'm very happy with the team. Drysdale's doing well. Taking a look at the defenseman quickly. Merkley's a -6, but he was a -6, so he's not getting worse. But he's also got 6 points now. Axel Anderson, I think, is doing better. Sword, I think benching Sword was the move because he's got no offensive potential, whereas Merkley's got all offensive potential but no defense. And I think he pairs well with Anderson here. I think they're a good pairing. And it seems like I'd be correct. Plus, Sword's 18 penalty minutes, and Merkley hasn't taken a single penalty this season, knock on wood. But really, McDonald being at 26 points right now, our first-round pick, 16th overall in the first draft we could have had. Seeing him finally make the NHL and turn into something, I mean, really good with Lindholm. Holy smokes, plus 31 and plus 27. That is a ridiculously good pairing. So we are going to continue to move here forward and hopefully can maybe pick something up at the deadline. I don't think there's really anything probably a third defenseman. A third pairing defenseman is what we need. Against Toronto, we're going to lose that one in overtime, but we get a point. We do, see, look at that. We lose in overtime, so that's still a point. We lose in regulation to the Blues, but then we followed up with a win. And we'll go ahead and advance here past the Vancouver game, which we lose in a shootout. So I'm going to be a buyer. I really just think we need to buy and get stuff in this at this deadline. Zach Werenski, no, that's a little bit much for me. Ricard Raquel could bring him back. Trocheck, Pietrangelo, Boone Jenner, Ryan O'Reilly's not a bad get, but I really think that, if anything, we need defensemen more than we need forwards anymore. I mean, Jacob Trouba, $8 million for 1 year. We can find a trade for him. It would take medium elite goalie and Dostal. So they want Dostal. That's kind of sucky. There's Christie here too. They want 2 goalies for Jacob Trouba. Jacob Trouba's a little bit more than what I was hoping for. Wow, he's actually not got really good puck skills. His senses are not bad. He would fit our third defensive pairing, though, but I just love having Dostal in the reserves because I may need him in the playoffs, guys. For how John Gibson has been playing in the playoffs, I may need to have him there. Newest Saber, Alex Tuck is available. Evgeny Malkin's available. But again, like I said, I need a defenseman for the third pairing. And you know what? A guy like Jamie Alexiak, a defensive defenseman, there. He's not got a lot of trade value. 6'7", absolutely massive body. No trade offers were found from Seattle. Let's take a look at more defensemen. Lindgren is another defensive. Oh, he's got 6 years left on his contract. They want Dostal, Schmaltz in a third. Okay, these are like trades I could do, but I don't like the fact that he's got 6 years left on his contract, right? I don't want a guy that's going to have massive amount of years remaining at 4 point something. That is not what I want to do. The Calgary Flames have traded Phil Kessel and a third to the Sabres in exchange for a second, Jansen, and a fifth. Okay, so selling off there. Interesting to see the Calgary Flames selling off. There's Nicholas Hags and Artem Zub. Hag has got a very cheap contract, which I like. Gruel and Merkley. Merkley in a third. Anderson is seventh. Actually, I don't know how to feel about this trade. I feel like I can swing something myself. He fits the third pairing fine. He's okay. He's nothing spectacular. Who was the other guy that was an option? I want to say it was the Ottawa Senators. Artem Zub, was it? Is he here? No, I don't see him. Was it not the Ottawa Senators? I don't remember who it was. Was it the Red Wings potentially? I think it might have been the Red Wings. It was a red team, I swear. It was the Montreal Canadiens. I'm not trading Strome, McTavish, Krebs, or Vesalainen. I'm not trading any of them. Okay, so the LA Kings just made a trade. I don't think it's too impactful on us, but I definitely think that we need to go get ourselves a third pairing defenseman. He's 30 years of age. He's been around the league. A second in Umberger, Schmaltz in a third, Zellweger, and then Kolesnik. Actually, I kind of like Schmaltz or Kolesnik and a third. I'm fine with giving up a third for Artem Zub. Actually, yeah, he's actually pretty good defensively. Offensively, he's not bad either. He fits the top 4 defensive pairing, so I really do think that calling Vegas again about Nicholas Hag would be the option that I would like to take. I'll keep scrolling here. I don't know if I'm missing out on anybody. Lindblom, Smith, Vetrano, Sherry, Bailey. We're down in the 81s now. There's Colin Miller. He's a two-way defender. There's also Scott Mayfield here, who is a defensive defenseman. No trades found. I'd have to wiggle my way through the menus. There's, oh God, Shea Weber. I'm not going to go after him, but these guys are 19, 18-year-old, medium top 6 sniper, RFA from the Edmonton Oilers. What would they want for him? Oh, wow, that's actually a lot. Sword, Fortier, and a 6th. Tracy, and I feel like Graham, I like Graham Sword, though, because he's 22 and he's got room to grow. Anderson, Merkley, and Bellows. I mean, all right, we're going to call Vegas back about Nicholas Hag. He's the kind of guy he's perfect for the third defensive pairing. First of all, he's an 82. We could bring Cam Fowler back. We definitely could bring him back. He fits the top 4. Unfortunately, not what we needed. Alex Petrangelo's got 2 years left at 85 overall. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll take a look at Hag here. Gruel and Merkley. I don't like that. I like Gruel for the third line. Anderson and a 7th. I guess I could play Hag. Hag and Merkley or Hag and Sword. I mean, I think Anderson's been fine this. Actually, he's not been good. A 7th Anderson for Nicholas Hag to come in and just fill in. That's what we need. Really, that is what we need. So we're going to get rid of Anderson. Consider it a done deal. So there we go, guys. We have now acquired Nicholas Hag to play on our third defensive pairing. There he is. He's been okay this season. He's not been great for Vegas, although we know Vegas is not good. He's not shooting very well. Obviously, he's a defenseman, so we don't really care too much about that. But his giveaway to takeaway ratio is not too bad. He's got a good amount of takeaways. He hits. He blocks pucks. He's not played a lot of minutes this season, so we'll see. He could definitely be somebody we need, left-handed defenseman that's going to match the chemistry style for the third defensive pairing. That's really what we need. Anyway, what else could we acquire? I don't really think there's anything worth inquiring about. I mean, a guy like Alex Tuck, a power forward, they want a top defensive prospect. Those don't look like top defensive prospects. Magnuson, a Merkley, and a 6th. A 2nd Gruel and 4th. Sword, a 5th and a 6th. I think I'm going to pass, and I think that's all we're going to do at the trade deadline. I don't really want to do anything else. Don't need to get any new picks or anything like that. So we will just go ahead and throw in Nicholas Hag. Oh, they shuffled all my lines on me. What the heck? Krebs. Yeah, we're fine with Vesalainen's played a lot better, but I wonder if having Perreault up here would be better, and then moving Vesalainen down to the third line and just kind of sheltering him down there, because he's a sniper with good offensive awareness. He's not that great. He's listed as a second line forward. I kind of like this. Definitely not too bad. Moving McTavish down would help, but I'm not going to do that. We could get the +1 there if I move Comtois up, but I just like Krebs better. And this is one of the things, right? He's an 88 overall sniper. You think this guy would bang home goals. He doesn't, because his wrist shot accuracy is not very good. He's a great skater. He's got really good defensive and offensive awareness, but as far as his passing is concerned, it's a little bit lackluster. His wrist shot accuracy is a little lackluster, and that's what I try and say every time, guys. Like, these guys, you can force feed them minutes, but they're really never going to be too spectacular unless they get that jump into the upper 80s in wrist shot accuracy, or their passings in the upper 80s. Like, when you're looking at 87, 88, 89 on a guy like this, he would be a bona fide first liner and be putting up point per game, but because his wrist shot accuracy is only an 86, his passing's an 85, he's really a middle 6 winger with great intangibles. And I'm glad to have a guy that can skate fast, is smart, disciplined, and is going to be a decent point producer. But like, you look at Dylan Strome, he's going to simulate better because he's got the great passing, good offensive and defensive awareness, and he's got a better wrist shot, right? So Dylan Strome is a better shooter than Vesalainen. He's shooting 11.6% and 17 goals. Taking a look at Vesalainen, he's got 14 goals and he's shooting 9%, right? So it just kind of goes hand in hand there. So moving Perreault up to maximize Zegras and Santavori again, I think is just going to be the best idea we can have. Chernak and Drysdale getting the +2 is great. Wow, we've got a lot of assists. 35 points for Drysdale, McDonald, Lindholm, and then Hag and Merkley. I'm totally fine with this. Unless, does Sword, does he fit the third line better? I think he gets 1+ check mark, so we can obviously try it to see if we get the chemistry boost. We do not. And I think Merkley's just been better in his limited time. He's not been great, but, you know, the team has performed better with him in there. He's a -9 as well. Hopefully Hag comes in and helps. He's not particularly amazing, but I think he's the best thing we've got. So we're going to go ahead and sim to our next game here, advance the day beyond the trade deadline, and there we go. So we are still atop the division, but the Kraken have 2 games in hand on us. The Canucks have a game in hand on us. And really, 75 points, we're sitting pretty right now for the playoffs. It's just going to be a matter of battling for seeding here in the last third of the season. So going through here, man, these games against Seattle are going to be massive. So we'll go ahead and just get right up to it and stop, take a look at things. So there we go, point streak, big point streak. The Oilers, where are they in the standings? Okay, so they're in 6th in the division with 66 points. That's pretty poor. It's not too bad. They're still close to a wild card spot of 71, so they could be a wild card team. They're not looking likely though. But look at this point streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game point streak, putting us in a very good spot. 4 points above the Kraken now. The Canucks, I think we've played all of our games against Canucks. I don't know if we don't play them again. We played them a lot. So we lost in a shootout to the Canucks. We lost in regulation to the Canucks. We lost in regulation to the Canucks. And we beat them on opening night. So we went 1-2-1 against them. That's not very good against a good team. Against Seattle, we're 1-1 right now with 2 more games to go here in the next week. This could really turn and decide who's going to be the winner of the Pacific Division. This game against Seattle, go ahead one day. We win 3-1. That's a big win. That moves Seattle now down to 3rd place in the division. That's huge. All right, so now we'll go up to this other Seattle game. San Jose has been a team that we struggle with. We struggle again. They're a wild card team. We lose an guys, overtime loss. Where's the other San Jose Sharks games? Loss. So right now we're 0-2-1 from what I can see, and we must play them one more time, unless I'm just missing one. But we're 0-2-1, and we don't play them again. So maybe I'm just missing a game, but I'm not going to bore you guys and try and flip through and find them. But against Seattle, we win. So we do end up 3-1 against the Seattle Kraken, a team that was once leading our division. The Canucks are 4 points back with 2 games in hand, so they could easily finish with us at the top of the division. We have 10 overtime losses. We're not at 40 wins yet. We're the only team leading their division without 40 wins. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of topsy-turvy this season. But anyway, we got to go to these last 3 games because they can make a big difference on how the season plays out. A shootout win there's a big win. We're taking a lot of games to extra time. Shootout loss there. We're getting points though, and there's a win. Okay, so we are officially 3 points ahead of the Canucks with a game in hand. Seattle's no longer an issue. We have clinched the playoffs. We're not going to catch the Avalanche for the best team in the Western Conference or the NHL. I do kind of want to see how our players are performing, but we will go ahead and get the season done. Wow, look at Zegras now. See, I think Perreault on that top line is just so important because they just take off with that extra +2, right? Him and Santivori cooled off. They regressed back to a point per game, but now I put Perreault back on the first line, and now all of a sudden they're killing it again. Anyway, this game against the LA Kings, we lose. We struggle with the average teams. We really do struggle with these average teams. We lost to them. We lost in a shootout. I don't know what else we did this season. It'd be cool if I could tell right away. As you guys can see, they're at the bottom of the division, and I just can't beat these teams. We can beat the Oilers, though. I know that. We get up to this Vegas Golden Knights game, a loss there, and now the Canucks have clinched the Pacific. We choked away the Pacific Division lead. And now a game against the Golden Knights as the Kraken are right on our heels. They don't have any more games left though, so this game means absolutely nothing. We will be taking on the Seattle Kraken in round number 1. We do finish the season out with a 3-0 shutout victory. Everybody has 82 games played, so I will go ahead and take a look at the points. We'll do the season recap now. Zegras with 89, Santivori with 46 goals, 84 points. And then really it falls off because I kind of shuffled that third guy. Without Ricard Raquel, we don't have that third guy. So the third guy now is Strome, McTavish. Comtois is doing great on the third line. Vesalainen really did improve 49 points. Not a bad season for him considering how he started. I think demoting his ice time was the move. He did shoot very poorly. We gave him power play time. He's going to do his thing on the power play. We know that. We actually increased his ice time this season, but his performance went down. You guys can see he's really good in the giveaway takeaway ratio. Holy smokes. And he hits. A hitting sniper that takes the puck away, that's pretty hard to find. And that's kind of what I was talking about. He's got great mentals, right? Offensive and defensive awareness, but his just actual performance is not good simply because 86 wrist shot accuracy and 85 passing. It's why the overall is not the end-all be-all. Sam Steele, another solid season from him. We've come to expect this from Sam Steele. Last season was a little bit of a down one. This is actually his best season in his career. Yeah, this is his best career season for us. That's crazy. He was a minus 32, but now he's kind of turned it around. Plus in both seasons, shot 10%, which is fine. Got some power play time. So without the power play goals, it's not quite his best season ever. But, you know, obviously he played on the power play. He's going to get credit for those. Perreault, plus 21. So Perreault is really beneficial for that top line. 15 goals, 44 points. I mean, the guy just is good. He's really good. No power play time to speak of for him, but he's 24. He should grow with a 44-point plus 21 season. We'll stick to the forwards for now. So obviously Peyton Krebs being the -2 is not great, but he did not get a very fair shake. I kind of plugged him in on struggling lines to kind of help. Tracy Gruel and Akil Thomas did eventually cool down and turned out to be not a great pairing, or not a great line. Speaking of pairings, let's take a look at the defense. Jamie Drysdale with 40 points on the season, but really the star of the show is the 18-goal Matt McDonald. I mean, this guy is ridiculously good. He is going to be very, very good. He's going to jump up next season. I'm very excited. He's going to be the Lindholm replacement when Lindholm starts to tail off. We've got Lindholm for one more year after this one, right? So as Lindholm tails off, McDonald will grow. Chernak, as he starts to get into his 30s, can slot into that second line while McDonald goes to play with Jamie Drysdale. I mean, he's 24 and 21. That's a pairing of the future. Chernak did fine on that first line. He's a +8, 18 points. Really disappointing season, but I think that does have to come with us changing coaches. And then Nicholas Hag here was a +1 actually. So he was a +1, 2 points in 18 games. So he was a net positive for us. He really did not get much ice time. I mean, he got more than he did in Vegas, but he is fine. And then Ryan Merkley did fine for us. -9, didn't really go up or down. I think it did go down a bit. I don't know what to do down here. It's Sword or Merkley, and neither of them particularly fill me with a lot of confidence. It's, do I want the incredibly defensive Graham Sword, or do I want the incredibly offensive Ryan Merkley, who's actually, he's more well-rounded than Graham Sword was. Goaltending is a little bit of an issue. Neither goalie above a .910 save percentage is a bit of an issue. 272 goal against average and a 263 goal against average is not great. Rookie skaters, McDonald, absolutely phenomenal season from him as a rookie. +29 on the second pairing. He's playing top 4 minutes. 37 points, 18 goals. What a season from the rookie. Taking a look at the entire league, it is Andre Palat leading the way in points. Trevor Zegras is there, so it's nice to have somebody at the top here without scrolling. And Wesley Pope is going to snip the goals, the Maurice Rocket Richard from Santavuori. He would have tied it with Laine, Matthews. He would have shared it again, but it is Wesley Pope's to take home. 306 shots for him. Santavuori might have been one of the top shooters in the league, and that's what you love to see. When you get a sniper that loves to shoot, you just love to see that. Anyway, taking a look at the defensemen who did well this season. Cal McCarr with 73. Thomas Chabot with 72. Wow, Chabot and Brandstrom, that is one ridiculous defensive core. That is gross. I am sorry, that is just absolutely gross. They have anybody else up here? No, they do not. Taking a look at the goaltenders, I'm sure we are not going to win any awards here because our goaltenders were not phenomenal. Taking a look at the save percentages, though, it is probably going to be UC Saros. It's actually Ilya Sorokin's award. I would give it to Ilya Sorokin, -0.001 on the save percentage. Similar amount of wins, similar amount of shutouts, but a much better goal against average. His goal against average was ridiculous at 2.35. As you guys can see, we did not have a good goaltending performance this season. John Gibson has been okay. He's not been great, but goalies are voodoo. You never know when you're going to get a good one in the sim. Taking a look at the leaders in points. Wesley Pope, the rookie, he's medium franchise. That's right. They just drafted this guy. See, now that's the kind of shooting category that's going to get you a lot of goals, but holy smokes, 47 goals. I was like, maybe we got a shot. Fabian Lysell made it. Rowan Flynn, Isaac Rosen. For Buffalo, he's medium top 6. Good to see him. I like to see the fact that he's in the game. But Wesley Pope, by far and away, is going to be the Rookie of the Year, winning the Calder. But guys, we are facing the Seattle Kraken in round 1, and much of the feedback of my last couple videos have been, Ryan, just do the playoffs in one episode, and I will. And that episode is coming on Wednesday. So guys, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all.